anyone's fantasy rosters, but he did chuck 3 of them to Davante Adams. As you'll see, all are down here close around the goal line. Part of a 5-touchdown day for Matthew Stafford. The Rams get the victory. Hello, Governor. Kyle Brandt stops by once again. You will get 10 takes in 10 minutes Monday morning. Good Morning Football. Yeah. Little late night takes with us here on SportsCenter as available. Thanks for being here, Kyle. And off of the Thursday nighter when the olds put on a show at quarterback, the Graybeard, which I call him because his beard is gray, 5 touchdowns. Yeah. And when we list the best quarterbacks, we're not going to say Stafford's name, but among the true artists at the position, how do you frame what he is still?
I framed that he threw a touchdown to someone whose last name is Mumpfield, who I've never heard of before. Kanata Mump, like a field of mumps, M-U-M-P-S-F-I-E-L-D, and Stafford's just doing it.
I know you're a film guy, and what's the line from Jurassic Park? Nature always finds a way, right? Well, so does football. And the tush push is an unstoppable play. As a Washington fan, I love what Louvu did last year in the NFC title game. He was like, the hell with it. I'm just going over the top and then they said, no, you do that again, we're giving him a touchdown. And Washington said, fair enough. Well, Minnesota finds a way. What did you make of what they attempted to do to slow down the tush push?
I love it. I'm doing backflips for it. I want to give out my game ball, Scott, to a losing player. Tyler Batty. I will raise you a Kanata Mumpfield, and I will give you Tyler Batty, who did all he could do to stop the tush push. I've done the research on this guy. He's the guy who went parallel on the center. He is also a 26-year-old undrafted rookie from BYU in his first NFL action, which means they sat him down and said, Tyler, great to have you. Here's what you're going to do to stop the tush push. You're going to line up like a damsel in distress tied to some railroad tracks, and that's going to be your role for today. And he's like, it's like, Scott, literally his name is Batty. It's so crazy, the idea. And you're like, Batty, you're perfect for it. And he did all he could. Tyler Batty, you're my guy.
And it'll be imitated because if it slows it down, we know that this league is going to do anything they can to stop the unstoppable play. There's no question here, really. And just for folks at home, we taped this early so the man can go to bed and get up early. You'll have time to marinate on the fourth quarter and Mile High and maybe be able to frame it in some kind of way. But there's literally no context for what Bo Nix did in the fourth quarter. What's your reaction to those 15 minutes of football?
I'm a different person than I was at the beginning of that fourth quarter. Like, I've seen things I can't unsee, Scott. This thing went from statement win, huge meltdown, gutsy comeback. Oh my God, they blew it in 5 minutes. It went like that. And yet, Scott, I'm gonna zag on this. Despite what I just laid out, and despite the Giants blowing it, I kind of feel cool about the Giants right now. Despite all that, like, Dart has it. As crazy as it was, I'm like, God, Jackson Dart's the man. That was really cool.
I think the reason I appreciate the way you approach this is because we have the same lens. Like, there's not one take. Yeah. It doesn't have to be the Giants suck because they blew it. No, watch the game. There were high notes that they hit. And yeah, you can't lose the game. You can't miss 2 extra points. But there's still a hell of a lot of good there if you're New York. I completely agree. All right, buckshot, Jackson Pollock. Jackson Pollock at the wall. Go. Thing that you loved today, something you loved beyond your team making the playoffs, by the way, Coach Brandt.
My youth football team made the playoffs. The 5th, 6th grade ride team is in. However, I'm not a gambling man, Scott. I don't do that stuff. I'm prohibited by contract.
Me either.
However, if I wasn't, I would never have bet on the Packers today. They struggled a lot to beat the Cardinals, and they did win. The second I saw the report that they had flight issues and they were sitting there for 5 hours, I was like, I'm off. They will be flat. They will be disgruntled. And in fact, Scott, I reached out to somebody I know a lot of people in Wisconsin. We have a photo of the team manager for the Packers in the airport during the flight delay. Look how pissed off that guy is. Look at him.
He's firing off angry texts. I recognize that guy. He's got the full European wacko kit. It's a cashmere knee length and some Tom Ford shoes. That was me in Atlanta, A6. Thanks for that. I love when you guys conspire against me.
Were there not any seats? Why was it the floor? There's seats everywhere in the airport.
Because my flight had left, and that's despair, Kyle. You're looking at a man who had abandoned hope in the Atlanta airport because I had to be somewhere, and I'm firing off texts. The boss is going, I'm not going to make it. I'm sorry. That's what that, but you know what? I did make it.
That guy needs like some hot soup around a barrel fire with fingerless gloves, like a guitar case at best.
Congrats on making the playoffs, Coach. We're proud of you. You buttoned
Thank you,
up.
buddy. And I know the Van Pelt boys are dominating in flag too. Don't pretend like they're not.
Yeah. My little guy hit the gritty and got a flag. That was a low point. That'll work on. It's Scott Van Pelt. Welcome to the show, man. Thanks for taking a minute.
SVP, what's up, man? Appreciate you having me.
Not at all. Hey, congratulations on the win. I said to Tim Hasselbeck earlier, I feel like this is an organizational win. It's institutional excellence. It's not making excuses for who's not here. It's believing that who we've got is enough. Is that a fair way to describe your guys' approach, both in that win at LA and this win tonight?
Yeah, I think that's the perfect way to describe it. That's the only thing Kyle preaches all year, even in training camp, is, next guy up, next guy be ready. Even the guys who get cut, it's a chance you're going to be back, injuries happen. So, this team is conditioned. We conditioned, a couple years ago, we lost all our quarterbacks. That's what the Cinderella story begins with Brock. So, I think that's part of things. Obviously, it's not a good thing, but we've been through a lot of injuries in the past, so that's conditioned us to play through.
It's my understanding, Trent, that on the NBC broadcast, you mentioned that Kyle said to everybody, look, this is a CMC week. We're going to ride 23. When you know that we're going to deploy the weapon in every way we can, I would imagine, given what you do for a living, that's fine. Like, let the big man eat. What's your approach when you know that you're going to saddle him up and ride all night?
Oh, man, I'm licking my chops, man. I'm literally licking my chops. Saying we're going to get 40 runs is a lineman's dream. Especially with as much exotic blitz as you see from the Falcons. We never wanted to get in those third and long situations. We didn't think that would fare well for us. So hearing that it'd be a Christian night, I was super delighted, and I knew that we could take advantage of that.
I'll let you get that. In the business, it's called an IFB, and sometimes it pops out of your ear, and there's nothing worse than when it does that. But you got it situated now. You can hear me.
That's all good.
I get that you guys are mentally tough, and I appreciate that. But when you lose a guy like Fred, who's one of my very favorite guys in this league, please give him my regards. Like, how do you absorb a loss like that and just keep on trucking?
The clock don't stop. The sun go down and come up again the next day.
I hear you.
Nobody's going to feel sorry for us. Everybody can obviously, send some sympathy, but when we step on that field, nobody's going to care. Nobody cares who's not there. All they care about is who's in front of them, and they want to embarrass us no matter what. So, it sucks, but we got to keep going. And Fred has been here every step of the way, even after the surgery. We've seen Nick. Those guys haven't left the facility. They here, they inspire. So, that's just how life goes at this point in the NFL.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Trent. I mean, every team's got injuries. We understand that. It just feels like you all have dealt with more than most, and maybe in a weird way, that helps you guys just understand we've done this before and we're going to keep doing it. I know you don't want to.